Hello. At the end of a busy day, this is Slow Night, a story to fall asleep to, helping you rest peacefully. The story I will tell you today is about the fall of Baekje, a great nation boasting a 700-year history, and its fierce final revival movement. It is the record of King Uija, the last volume of the Baekje Annals from the Samguk Sagi. Called the Zengzi of the East and receiving everyone's expectations, King Uija ultimately became the monarch of a ruined kingdom. And we go together into that old past, stained with the desperate and sad tears of the people who never gave up and tried to rebuild their homeland even after the country collapsed. Please put down all your complicated thoughts and the fatigue of today. Use my voice as a guide, close your eyes in the most comfortable position, and take a rest. The deep and tranquil night of history begins right now. King Uija. King Uija was the eldest son of King Mu. He was outstanding, brave, and had courage and decisiveness. In the 33rd year of King Mu's reign, he was made the crown prince. He served his parents with filial piety and lived with his brothers in friendship, so at the time he was called the Zengzi of the East. When King Mu passed away, the crown prince succeeded to the throne. The first year, 641, in the autumn, August, he sent an envoy to the Tang dynasty to offer tribute. Emperor Taizong of Tang sent the Minister of Agriculture, Sangri Hyonjang, to appoint the king as the pillar of the state, the Prince of Daebang Commandery, and the King of Baekje. The second year, 642, in the spring, January, he sent an envoy to the Tang dynasty to offer tribute. In February, the king toured the provinces and counties to comfort the people, and he reviewed the prisoners, pardoning everyone except those sentenced to death. In the autumn, July, the king led an army and attacked Silla, capturing 40 fortresses including Mihu Fortress. In August, he sent General Yun Chung with 10,000 soldiers to attack Silla's Dea Fortress. When the fortress commander, Pumsok, came out with his wife and children to surrender, Yun Chung killed them all, cut off his head, and sent it to the capital. He captured about 1,000 men and women and distributed them to live in the provinces and counties of the western region. The third year, 643, in the spring, January, he sent an envoy to the Tang dynasty to offer tribute. In the winter, November, the king made peace with Goguryeo and sought to capture Silla's Danghang fortress to cut off their tribute route to the Tang dynasty, finally dispatching an army to attack. King Deokman of Silla sent an envoy to the Tang dynasty to ask for help. Hearing this, the king withdrew his troops. The fourth year, 644, in the spring, January, he sent an envoy to the Tang dynasty to offer tribute. Emperor Taizong of Tang sent the Minister of Agriculture, Sangri Hyonjang, to admonish both countries. Sangri Hyonjang said to the king, "Silla pays tribute to the Tang dynasty, so the king should stop attacking Silla together with Goguryeo. If you do not stop the attack, next year I will certainly send an army to strike you." The king offered a memorial to Sangri Hyonjang and apologized. The fifth year, 645, in the summer, May, when Emperor Taizong of Tang personally attacked Goguryeo, Silla sent troops to assist the Tang dynasty. Taking advantage of Silla's vulnerability, the king attacked and captured 7 fortresses on their western border. The seventh year, 647, in the winter, October, he sent General Wijik with 3,000 infantry and cavalry to advance on Silla's Musan Fortress and Gamel Fortress, but the Silla general Kim Yusin attacked and defeated them. The eighth year, 648, in the spring, March, Wijik attacked Silla's western border and captured 10 fortresses including Yeogjeo Fortress. The ninth year, 649, in the autumn, August, the king sent the official Yunsang with 7,000 elite soldiers to attack and capture 7 fortresses including Silla's Sukto Fortress. Silla General Kim Yusin and others went out to fight but were defeated. 10 days later, the Silla army advanced to the camp and attacked, and our army was defeated. The 11th year, 651, Emperor Gaozu of Tang sent an envoy with an imperial letter admonishing the king and advising him to live in peace with Silla. The 12th year, 652, in the spring, January, he sent an envoy to the Tang dynasty to offer tribute. The 13th year, 653, in the spring, there was a severe drought and the people starved. In the autumn, August, the king established friendly relations with the country of Wa. The 15th year, 655 in the spring, February, the crown prince's palace was renovated to be extremely luxurious and splendid. A pavilion named Manghejong was built south of the royal palace. In the summer, May, together with Goguryeo and the Mohe, they attacked and destroyed 30 fortresses of Silla. King Chunchu of Silla sent an envoy to the Tang dynasty to ask for help. The 16th year, 656, in the spring, March, the king played obscenely with the court ladies and did not stop drinking. When the official Songchong strongly admonished him, the king grew angry and imprisoned him. Songchong then refused to eat or drink until he died. Before his death, he sent a letter to the king saying, "I have always observed the changes in the times, and there will definitely be a war. When using an army, one must carefully examine the terrain, and you must set up camp upstream to defend against the enemy. If the armies of other countries invade, by land you must not let them cross Gibiolpo, and by water you must not let them cross Tanyon. You must secure the rough and narrow paths to block them before it is too late." However, the king did not listen. The 17th year, 657, in the spring, January, the king gave official ranks to 41 of his illegitimate sons and granted each of them an estate. In the summer, April, there was a great drought, and the earth turned red. The 19th year, 659, in the spring, February, several foxes entered the palace, and one white fox sat on the chief minister's desk. In the summer, April, a hen in the crown prince's palace mated with a sparrow. In May, a large fish emerged from the Sabi River southwest of the capital and died. Its length was 3 zhang. In the autumn, August, the corpse of a woman floated down to Sangchojin, and her length was 18 chi. In September, the pagoda tree in the palace courtyard wept, and ghosts wailed every night on the road south of the palace. The 20th year, 660, in the spring, February, the water in the wells of the capital turned the color of blood. Small fish came out to the shores of the West Sea and died, and the people could not eat them all. In April, tens of thousands of toads gathered on the trees. In May, a storm raged, with thunder and lightning. In June, the monks of Wanghongsa Temple all saw something shaped like a ship's mast following the water into the temple gates. A ghost entered the palace and cried out loudly, "Baekje will fall, Baekje will fall," and then went into the ground. The king thought it was strange and had someone dig into the ground, and at a depth of about 3 chi, a turtle appeared. The writing on its back said, "Baekje is like a full moon, and Silla is like a crescent moon." A shaman said, "Like a full moon means it is full, so once it is full, it will soon wane. Like a crescent moon means it is not yet full, so it will gradually become full." The king was angry and killed the shaman. Someone flatter him saying, "Like a full moon means it is prosperous, and like a crescent moon means it is weak. It means our country will become prosperous, and Silla will gradually grow weak." The king was greatly pleased. In the autumn, July, Emperor Gaozong of Tang ordered the Grand General Sojongbang to lead an army of 130,000 men across the sea to help Silla and attack Baekje. King Chunchu of Silla also sent General Kim Yu-sin to advance with an army of 50,000 men. Hearing this news, the king gathered his ministers to ask for a plan of defense. The official Wijik said, "The Tang army will be exhausted from crossing the sea, so we must attack when they are off guard. The Silla army will trust that the Tang army is coming and will advance lightly, so it is better to strike the Silla army first and break their momentum." The official Sangyong opposed this, saying, "The Tang army has come a long way and will want to fight quickly, so we must not meet them in battle, but guard the rugged areas to exhaust them." As the king hesitated and could not make a decision, he sent someone to ask Hongsu, who was in exile. Hongsu also replied that they should guard Gibiolpo and Tanyon to prevent the enemy from crossing the rough terrain. However, the ministers did not believe him and argued that they should let the Tang army enter the Baekgang River and the Silla army climb Tanyon before attacking them. The king followed those words. Finally, Sojongbang of Tang passed the mouth of the Baekgang River and arrived at Gibiolpo, and Kim Yu-sin of Silla passed Tanyon and reached Hwangsanbeol. The king gave General Gyebaek a death squad of 5,000 men to stop them. But they were defeated by the Silla army in the Battle of Hwangsanbeol, and Baekje was killed in action. As Sojongbanng advanced to the west of Sabi Fortress, the king sighed deeply and regretted not listening to the words of Songcheng and Hongsu. Finally, the king, along with Crown Prince Hyo, begged for their lives and fled to Ungjin Fortress. When Sojongbanng besieged Sabi Fortress, the second son, Tai, declared himself king, led the people, and firmly defended the fortress. However, when the official Yesik and Prince Meng escaped over the wall using ropes, the people all followed them. When Sojongbanng climbed over the fortress wall and planted the Tang flag, Tai trembled in fear, opened the gates, and surrendered. Following this, King Uija and Crown Prince Hyo, who had fled to Ungjin Fortress, also surrendered. Emperor Gaozong of Tang dragged King Uija, Crown Prince Hyo, Princes Meng and Tai, along with 88 generals and 12,000 people, to the Tang capital of Chang'an. He then established 5 commanderies, including Ungjin, in the former lands of Baekje, and left Yu Ingui behind to guard them. King Uija passed away from illness just a few days after arriving in the Tang dynasty, and the emperor had him buried next to the tomb of Sun Hao. Afterward, the remaining people of Baekje started a revival movement. The monk Dochim and the former general Baksin relied on Juryu Fortress to raise a rebellion, and they brought back Prince Buyeopeng, who was a hostage in Japan, to make him king. They besieged the Tang army at Sabi Fortress, attacked Ungjin, and fiercely resisted. Emperor Gaozong of Tang sent Yu Ingui to support them, and King Muyeol of Silla also sent troops to strike them. However, a power struggle erupted within the revival army. Baksin killed Dochim and absorbed his forces, but his relationship with the newly crowned King Peng also deteriorated. Baksin lay down under the pretext of illness to assassinate Peng, but Peng found out first and killed Baksin. In the year 663, the Tang navy arrived at the mouth of the Baekgang River, and Buyeopeng set out to defend it alongside the rescue army from Japan. However, in the Battle of Baekgang, the combined navy of Baekje and Japan was heavily defeated by the Tang army 4 times. Hundreds of ships burned, smoke covered the sky, and the seawater turned completely red. Buyeopeng fled to Goguryeo with only a few people, and the remaining forces of the Baekje revival army all surrendered, bringing the 700-year history of Baekje to its tragic end. Today's historical record ends here. The fierce traces of the people of the past are now buried in quiet history. So I hope you too will lay down all your worries and go to bed peacefully. Sweet dreams.